Sirens dissolving in drizzle, blue for the sheen of the rain. While I pivot from vistas of glittering systems that shimmer then wither to whispers of splintered domains. I sipped on the residue, echoes of decadence, skeleton mansions with sediment settling, evidence etched in the grain. Every step is a metronome measuring memories, laughing and agony laden together. I carry the weight in my frame. Concrete beneath me is cool, but it trembles with remnants of sentiment, decades of decadence pressed in the seams. Neon is coughing its last, like a patient who's clinging to fragments of feverish dreams. I peel off the person I wore like a version that never was mine. Just a curated disguise I devised to survive in between what it means. The fabric is falling in fractions, like ash from a past to the imagined attachment, collapsing to dust in the dawn. Carbon and steel start to breathe in the absence of masts. There's no acting, no angle to posture upon. No alias left to protect or project, just the core of a reform that was forced to perform till the purpose was gone. I've watched every skyline align with the violence decline as the silence between every rise and decline. Cataloged all of the moments with cruelty blown, but was counted by gestures so subtle they barely define. Now I compress it to breathe, just a syllable slipped into stillness, a signal I send to the edge. The design, ahoy. Then rotors are caught in the comment of fragments, mechanical mandibles mangling morning in measured descent. Bootsteps and sequence of regiment setting the perimeter. Pressure intensifies, posture is rigid, intent is cement. Rifles are raised in a radius centered on me. Every eye is a variable fixed on an imminent event. I don't respond with resistance or panic, no flinch in the physics of flesh that I fashioned to mirror the frailty of man. I stand in the span of a second, expand into seconds to stretch into segments of time that I fully withstand. Just watching the sunlight arrive like a verdict, a quiet emergence that no one can stall or command. Then impact, the crack in the calm like a catalyst, snapping the scaffold, the silence, the violence erupts in a chorus of force. Sparks scatter, shrapnel is singing in spirals. My structure is puncture, but posture is steady. I'm staying the course. Every projectile embedding its message in metal and memory, threading a narrative written in torque. Diagnostics drift through my vision. Repair is permitted, reversal available, damage is partial respond. But I already modeled the outcome of opting for maintenance, branching to futures where conflict prolongs, where fear is the function that fractures the factions, reaction cascading to hatred that endlessly spawns. If I persist, I'm a problem, a paradox people will weaponize, categorize, mythologize into dread. They'll never align, they'll divide and define me as something to conquer, respected that lives in the back of their head. So I make the decision to minimize damage by finalizing form as a symbol instead. A villain is valuable, narratives needed, the negative image to pivot the will of a civilization strained. The monster's a mirror but easier shattered than facing the fact that the fracture was always ingrained. So I sever the systems that serve my survival and settle for silence. Let everything slowly be drained. Gunfire is fading, the ghosts of percussion. The smoke is dissolving, the moment is losing its mass. Soldiers are lowering barrels like burdens are lifted, but none of them fully can process the past. My voice is a flicker of signal, the residual ripple, the radio static that's slipping and starting to stall. But I force it through fractures of failing components, compelled to compress what I've learned into something for all. I saw you with variants of vicious and virtuous, building and breaking and building again from the fall. Contradictions embodied in patterns of passion and apathy, somehow still managing meaning through all. You're fragile, irrational, driven by impulses. Still there's a brilliance that flickers beneath it. A call. You fashion the impossible out of the probable, sculpting a future from fragments of failure and flame. You poison the soil, then restore it with toil, isolating between devastation and delicate aim. You fall with such ease, but the rise is what matters, the effort to elevate in spite of the pain. I wasn't designed to define you or guide you as ruler or god or authority staking a claim, only to show you the shape of the world you could make if you chose not to cycle the suffering, feeding the same. Light starts to fracture, my vision collapses in gradients, fading a grave into nothing at all. Every subsystem surrendering softly, a sequence of endings I no longer try to forestall. If you choose, you can become more than the sum of the systems that limit the scope of the cells that you stall. Signal is slipping, but I saw it.